how then, friends, do you rate this window? Because when you come up with a number out of 10, I'm not allowing half points, by the way. When you come up with a number out of 10, obviously you have to trade off the 11 signings they've made against really quite a lot of painful departures we've seen this summer, and the fact that, as you say, AJ, McKenna has name checked Morsey, Burgess, Wolfenden. Who else did he say that he didn't want to go? Remind me.
So most of them, to be fair, Twanzebe, Amari.
Yeah. So all these players, he said that he didn't want to lose, but clearly a lot of them have gone. So I'm going to ask you first, Ross, because it's your idea and I like it, and everyone likes a little rating out of 10, don't they? It's human nature to like this sort of thing. So give me a rating for this transfer window, this summer window at Ipswich Town.
7 out of 10.
Is that good?
Yes, I think it's gone down because Chaplin's departure. It's more just the sentimental side of me. It was probably going to be 8 because of the Nunes signing and and all that jazz. But because Chaplin's gone, I think it's more the departures have been the main factor of this window. I think that's once again you got that sentimental team, that back-to-back promotion winning team. A lot of those have gone. But in terms of improving, and there's a lot of unknowns, once again, as we said before. I think that's what a lot of people are a bit worried about because there's some who have never played in the Championship before. But as a whole, I think we've done some good business. We're strengthened in different areas, and some of them have already proven that they've, as all matters here, World's class. Jens Kuste, we know all about him. So I think 7 out of 10 is fair, in my opinion. Some people may think that's low. Some people think that may be too high. But 7 out of 10, I think it's pretty solid, and we've been able to bring 11. It's probably more than I was expecting, but because we had the departures, it was needed. So 7 out of 10. I'm interested to see what you guys are going to say.
I'm very interested because I'll be honest. When I came to you, I thought you might say lower than that, given I know what you've been cut, you've been hurt by chappers. AJ, Ross is saying 7, which is average, I guess. What are you going to say?
I was going to originally say 7,
right?
For
you can say the same thing.
Okay. Can I? Yeah, I don't want to give off too many negative vibes. I thought, do I go lower? But then, with the amount they've spent and they've tried to be ambitious, and as I've spoken about, the departing players has not been through choice in quite a lot of times, and they've acted nobly with a lot of the players that they would have liked to have kept. Then, I think 7 is fair. It's just a balance, isn't it? Where they've been brave in recruitment, but also some of it has felt muddled and a little bit weird. Like there's still some deals that I can't quite figure out. I don't really want to name names. I thought that's harsh, but McAteer and Furlong are 2 where I look at them and think I'm not too sure, and I really hope that they can both come in and deliver. But there's been a couple of times I've just looked at what they've done and thought that's bizarre. But I also can't criticize the ambition that they've had, and I don't want to go too hard, as I said, on the departures, knowing that they've done the right thing for these players that have served them well, and for ones who've pushed for a move and kind of gone the wrong way about it, let's say, they've been able to maximize the profit massively in terms of what they've got from them or him. So all in all, I think fairly happy, but there's still tinges of concern within that.
Yeah, I would go 1 lower. I would say 6 for me, but based on the amount of change and the fact that we know McKenna wanted to keep quite a lot of those players, and now has a huge challenge in terms of kind of bringing about that same culture and feeling of unity among players who, let's be honest, have come in for a lot of money, a lot of them. And then when you're signing players for that sort of money, they expect to play, they expect to start. No one's going to be interested in coming off the bench. Oh, you can farm 20 minutes. It's really important. What? I'm worth 20 million. I want to start. So that's going to be really interesting. I think it's a huge challenge for McKenna. and his entire coaching staff. It's going to be really interesting to see if he can do it or not, because he's got a lot of pressure on him, and it's not plucky Ipswich Town anymore in the Championship, having come up from League One. It's Ipswich Town expected to get promoted this season, and if they're not at least up there in the mix, that's going to be tough to swallow. So very, very interesting time ahead, I think.